Alright, we should be on the live pop-out chat now. Um, that's good. Alright, let's begin, shall we? Yesterday we were working on one problem, right? So let's start with that one. Let's start with the longest continuous sum of zero. Um, alright, so what do we know? We know if we go ahead and in a hash map start putting in all the numbers. So what all we need to put? We'll put the number, which will be the prefix sum, and its index. Okay, let's go ahead and put an index here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is say, hey, we're gonna add this plus this, then this plus this, this will be this plus this, etc. Blah blah blah. And we're gonna go ahead, or we can also go ahead and just make a for loop, simply make a prefix sum and just save the index in the hash map later. That would be a good way. Then we can go if it contains, but if it contains the sum key, then we go ahead and check the index. We go ahead and say index. We'll go ahead and get the index. Go to the plus one of the index minus, so j minus I plus one max is equal to j minus I plus one current is equal to uh, doesn't matter. Okay, so how do we kind of write this? Step one, create a prefix summary. Okay, let's just go ahead and create a prefix summary. It should be simple as hell. Left to right, go ahead and fill it. Now check each prefix summary and then create a hash map with the index of it. So say 1, 2, 3. Oops, it contains an index. Fourth one will contain an index. So what we will do is we'll just go ahead and say, hey, the fourth one has an index. So can you just check between this and this? This plus one, that'll be 2 minus 3. And then we put it into max if it's whichever is greater. And then we continue. Okay, and then we suddenly find over one more here and we check the index between 2 plus 1, 3. And then we go ahead and return the max. Alright, so what do we have to absolutely return? We have to return the longest subarray. So then we can just go ahead and create a subarray of like int array of the max size. Then from that position we can keep adding into it and return that array. Alright, so let's write the steps again. Step 1, create prefix sum. Step 2, create hash map logic, which is create new hash map, add if contains key, then add excuse me, can I not navigate this? Yeah, I can. Oh, there we go. That took lag. And then just go ahead and do that shit. Well, alright. And do that shit, and then we're good. So I'm gonna write this down because I'm more better with that. So let's go ahead and first create a prefix sum. A dot length, which should be fine. Then we go for, then we go, we're gonna go ahead and create an int ps array, which is equal to new int of n. So then we're gonna go ahead for int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Then we're gonna go ahead and say, oh, we'll go with 1. We're gonna go ahead and say if I is equal to 0, then ps of 0 is equal to a of 0, else we're gonna go ahead and say ps of I ps of I is equal to a of I minus 1 plus a of I. This should create a prefix sum, right? So a of I minus 1, a of I, so we go, so 0, 1, 1 would be 0 plus 1, and then plus that, plus that, plus that. Okay, so we should be good here. We created a prefix sum. Now we're gonna go ahead and create a hash map. So INTIGER should be the spelling of hash map for the hash map. So we should go and create a hash map of INTEGR integer comma INTEGR integer, which is which will be let's call it what do you call let's just call it the check map. Let's just call it the C. Let's call it the map. Okay, let's just call it map. It's simple as that. Is equal to new hash map of integer comma integer, and then we're gonna go ahead and for int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. We're gonna go ahead and say if map dot contains, is it spacing, contains key, what was the spelling, was it contains key? Let's just go back here and see. Yeah, it's small. Contains key ps of I. So what do we need? We also need a int max here, which is gonna be equal to 0, equal to 0, equal to 0, and then we're gonna go ahead and if it contains key, max is equal to math dot max of max comma what do you go, all right, we will get max of ps map dot get ps of I, let's say I minus ps of I, because it'll always be before that, right? So left to right we're doing so map dot get ps of I, and this will save. Okay, so this will go like, oh, I minus ps of I, which was the index, or else simply map dot put ps of I comma I. So this will save the index. All right. So this will go traverse to the whole thing and give us the max size. Why would I want the max size? Let's just go ahead and create an int int array of 2, int of 2. So math dot we don't need math dot max. Let's say Hanji. Math dot index. So we will basically, what will we have to do here? We will have to be interesting. What will be the interesting thing to do here? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Somebody called me. Crap. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and say if max is less than I minus map dot get ps of I. Then go ahead and say max is equal to I minus ps of shit. Yep. Come on. I minus ps of I, and then we go ahead and say and this will be I plus 1, right? Yep, plus 1. Keep on forgetting. And end of 0 is equal to I plus 1. End of 1 is equal to I. Okay? Oh, I'm just stupid. End of I is fine. Keep forgetting. So J will be here, and map.get ps of I plus 1 should be here. So this will get the 0th index, this will get the ending index, starting index, ending index. Alright, so we got the it'll go ahead and check, hey, is max less than a of I minus ps of I plus 1? Yes, then put it to max. Alright, else just put it in. Alright, and then okay, we should be good over here. So this will give us index 1 and 2, which has the maximum subarray of the index 1 and 2. Alright, so now we should be simply able to basically say int size is equal to ind 1 minus ind 0 int result is equal to new int of size. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than size I plus plus, but will it be inclusive? Less than equal to, right? Okay, we'll fuck around and find out. Let's just fuck around and find out. So result of I is equal to it's A, right? A of I plus so index 0 should be the start point, right? So if say index 0 is 1, so I wanted to start from 1 plus index of 0. Okay, 0 plus index of 0 Alright, let's run a practice run on this. Okay, this creates a PS, which is your whatever sum, prefix sum. Then we go ahead and say, hey, let's create a hash map of the index and the thing. Will max is equal to 0, int is equal to 2, so this will give us 0 and 1. So contains key. If it contains the key, check if max is less than the uh, like in plus 1, of course. That'll be the size. It doesn't matter over here. So we can go ahead and say, hey, max right now is equal to this, and then just put the position 1 in here, put the ending position in here, starting position will be here, ending position will be here, and we should be able to get um, then do we need equal to size, because I think j is included. Okay, I'm just gonna say j is included. All right, we're gonna test it because we have got the privilege right now. Let's test it. A.lent. Anything else? Okay, index out of exception, that's good. Why? Um, oh yeah, size. Then it'll have to be size plus 1. Let's just try less than equal to. Let's just see what result we get. My function returned 4. Why? What? 0 plus index of 0. What'll happen if I put plus 1 here? Just want to try something. Okay. Oh. Oh, there we go. Because it's supposed to do PS of I minus 1. Because 0 minus 1 plus A minus 1 plus A. Now we can test. Alright. So it is inclusive. So we need to go ahead and say size plus 1 should be fine. But what is it inclusive of? So simply putting plus 1 will not work here. What am I missing? So we know it starts from I plus 1. So we know the 0th index will be 0 plus 1 and j, right? Okay, let's take this as an example. All right, let's go ahead and paste this here. Okay, I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna move this here and we're gonna go ahead and take this. So what am I doing? I am first creating a prefix sum. So 1 3 uh, 1 3 minus 3 will be 0 3. Okay, that's the prefix sum. So I go ahead and say, hey, so right now minus 3 plus 3 should be the answer, right? What the fuck? Expected return value should be minus 3 plus 3. Okay, so Oh, because we can also do 1, 2. So what I wanted is it goes like, oh, I found this and this. Oh, it is I minus 1 to j. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm confused. 1 second. Um, so we know the prefix sum is that. So we go ahead and say, hey, in the hash map, so how do we, so we know the longest zero is 1, 2, minus 3. So we know this is the longest subarray. So we realize that over here, we got the thing. So this is where, so j minus 1 and I, I'm confused. Okay, let's look at another example. All right, let's look at this one. Okay, what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and put this here. We're gonna go ahead and first create a prefix sum. Did I copy the full thing? Yes. So let's first create a prefix sum for this. The prefix sum for this will be 1, 3, 3 minus 2 is 1, then 1 plus 4 is 5, minus 5 minus 4 is 1. Alright, 5 minus 4 is 1. Then I go through it a hash map. So hash map will go like, hey, I've added this, I've added this. Oh wait, this is coming again. So what is the, so over here, what is the, so what will be the thing over here that will cause that? So I plus 1, so we know that. So we come over here, contains. It goes like 1, 3 minus I plus 1. So over here, it's taking that and taking this and it's putting that into max, saying that the size is 2. Wait, 0, 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So subarray size would be what? So we've got some mistake over here because the size of the index size should be no wait. So in the 0, so it goes like, hey, max will have on the 3rd position and on the 2nd position. Okay, what is it saying? Max is equal to I minus I is 3 minus this position plus 1. So max right now is 0, 1, 2, sorry, 2 minus 1, which is 1. Okay, but if I find 1 again at the position, at this position 4, okay, 4 minus at the position 0 plus 1, 4, so it will be 3. But I want it to, so 3, index of 0 will be 0 plus 1, that will be 1 here, and index 1 will be index 1 will be I, which is 4, which is here. So 2 minus 2, 4 minus 4. That is correct. So index 0 is at 1. Four minus 1 is equal to 3. Oh, that's my issue. Okay, let's remove the plus 1. Okay, so what happens over here? It goes ahead and says, okay, so there is one here and one here, okay? It goes ahead and realizes that I will be 4 minus 0, which will be 4, okay? 4 and the index 0 will be 0. The index 1 will be, index n will be 4, okay? Fine. All right. But I need, so you get the size. I am absolutely fucking confused. Alright, sorry. I am being weird. Alright, you get max I minus I minus that max. You get the max, which is of course 4 minus 0, which is 4. Index 0 is equal to plus 1. You don't even need the size here, you just need max, because that'll be the size, max, and then you go ahead and 0 max 0 plus so 1, 2, and minus 3. Why is this failing? What is this condition that it's failing in? Okay, so 1, 3, 0. If it hits a 0, what is that? 1, 3, it found a 0, minus 1, 3, 0, 3. So it found a 3 here. So it goes ahead and says, hey, I already know 3, which is here. And then it calculates between these two. But we have a situation where it needs to find a 0. Also, that means something from the start to the end caused it to be 0, right? Yeah. So we can go ahead and also write so we can just write if ps of I is equal to 0, equal to 0, then if max is less than um, I minus, if I max is less than I, so because 0 minus whatever, max is less than I, max is equal to till I, because 0 to I is 0 and 1. So what happens? So we've got max is equal to what? Max is less than I. So 0, 1, so what happens over here? So it goes like, hey, I found a 0, and 0 is max right now is less than I. That's cool. So let's do a 0. So we put in like 0 to the I, and we should be fine now. We should be fine. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, what's the issue here? So max is less than I. Yeah, sure. So if I is at 0, the size will also be 0. Mm, 1 second. Can we just do this? Can we? Can we just do this? I think we can just do this. I think we can just do that. Yeah, we can just do that. Okay, I'm just gonna go eat lunch, maybe come back and do some more, but we reached our goal for the day, so I'm fine. We've got two more to go, which should be equally a little easier. I was like, this one ran for 35 minutes. It's bad, but it means I'll have to do more catching up, which is fine. Because I even knew the problem solution, I just missed out this case, which is not good. But yeah, well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna stop streaming now, and then we'll come back. And I think I should also make